Since its beginnings in 1911 as Los Angeles College, Loyola Marymount University began a history of champions that has transformed into a world-class institution. Spanning the decades from the Great Depression, World War II, the challenged 80s, the new millennium, and through today, LMU has evolved and excelled in achievements both on and off the field. In retrospect, legendary moments captured the hearts of the nation, and heroes rose from these trying times. In the 1930s, it was the move to the Bluff and 3 straight ice hockey championships. Basketball Hall of Famer Pete Newell played for the Lions, and the historic rivalry with Pepperdine began in the 1940s. The NCAA title was won by Bob Boyd in the 1950s for his 100-yard dash, while the Duke of Delray, Don Klosterman, led the Lions on the gridiron and went on to a distinguished NFL career. In the 1960s, the Lions earned their first basketball championship. Hugh Foley won Olympic gold in rowing, and NBA coaching great Rick Adelman donned a Lion uniform. Loyola and Marymount merged in the 1970s, and the women's sports programs began to dominate. LMU exploded in the 1980s with more championships. Therese Kozlowski in cross country. Olympian Paul Sunderland won gold in 1984 for men's volleyball. Women's rowing Varsity 4 won national titles in 1981 and 1989. Baseball advanced to the World Series, and men's basketball began its legendary run in the WCC. The 1990s started with one of the most memorable moments in sports history, with a men's basketball run to the NCAA Elite Eight in the 1989-1990 season. The world stopped and held their breaths as Hank Gather's passing touched the hearts of millions, and yet this Cinderella team managed to clinch its title with dignity. LMU produced three-peats in both volleyball and baseball while dominating the end of the 20th century. The 21st century has begun with domination in the water, as men's and women's water polo have combined for 16 titles in the last decade. And men's soccer claimed their first conference crown. The final 15 years of LMU's first 100 was all about championships, as the Lions won 30 more titles than the previous 70 years combined. LMU is steadfast in its tradition of excellence. Join us in commemorating 100 years of Loyola Marymount University and celebrating tomorrow as we begin anew. Go Lions!